Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
I'm
Every
not going to
week
say
you say
happy.
it.
I know, I say it, but I'm not going to say Happy Memorial Day because it's not really a holiday. It's supposed to be happy.
No.
So I hope everybody had a relaxing Memorial Day if they didn't have to work.
Yes.
And
big shout out to all our service members, and thank you for the service. Whether you agree or not, which I don't, with a lot of the stuff that's gone on in the country the past few years, you got to say, our service members deserve better care than they're currently getting from our government, and just big shout out to them.
So I will say, as a military spouse, Memorial Day is for those that did not come home. Veterans Day are for the people currently serving.
Yes. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. So so it's something that a lot of people don't realize, which is especially why it's an important for our service members. Like if you do see them, you don't say Happy Memorial Day to them. You want to thank them for their service or whatever, but you don't want to do that because often they're thinking about friends and family members and such and stuff that they've lost. So like I said, big shout out to all of our service members. I know some of the guys over at Black Tower served, give them some love.
Yes.
But speaking of giving people love, and some guys specifically, some beautiful looking young men. Let's bring in our wonderful guests.
Yes.
That would be Alan and Chris Orma over from The Wheel Reads. Oh my God, look at that!
Yeah. What's up, everybody? How are y'all?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Noman Garden.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. The Wheel Reads podcast is in our chat.
That is amazing.
That's crazy.
Technology is
crazy how that works.
Oh man, so you guys are first time reader show. I have your stuff over on the bottom of the screen right now. thewheelreads.com.
That's it.
I'm going to give a request in our chat right now. Please, no Wheel of Time spoilers after book. What is it? 8 is
book 7.
7.
Well,
7
Path
is the Path
of Daggers.
Path of Daggers is book 8. We're on book 8, but we're just starting book 8. Not too far.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's prologue book 8 is as far as you can go. I think there are a couple chapters in, but you don't want to go too crazy.
So I'm just going to say, I'm not going to talk about any Wheel of Time stuff because I don't know what happens in book 8 specifically. Like after book 1, it's all the same book.
Yeah.
If I didn't pay attention to my cat, she's gonna go crazy. So I had to give her a little bit. Yeah, Lanfear, she's here. She treats me like I'm Lucerne.
She's one crazy one.
Yeah, she is a little crazy. She is a little crazy. Yeah. She doesn't meow. She just squeaks. Which is
I love how you have a Wheel of Time name for your cat. My cat's name's Kenobi because I'm also a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
So he's my Jedi cat. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
He's my only hope. But yeah, he's
So we have Lily from Harry Potter.
Oh, Beth Doman, what up, Beth?
Hi, Beth.
We gotta send some love to Beth too. She did a charity stream today for melanoma research, and her goal was $1,000, and she blew that out of the water. So huge congrats. Awesome. And a big fuck cancer from all of us.
Okay.
All right. So Wheel of Time cat, Star Wars cat. I've got a Wheel of Time Harry Potter cat. I've got a Wheel of Time kid. So
okay.
Really?
Yeah, I've got my 11-year-old is Avienda.
Oh, I love it.
I
love it.
I don't know that it was the best choice because she acts just like her. Hey, Rosa. But she's here now, so there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, she's pretty excited to see Ayula on screen.
She got to do the video for Dragon Mount when they announced the actors, when they announced Ayula for. She is like, where is she, mommy? Where am I? Why aren't I on screen yet?
Just because I love them, I got to bring them up too. There's
they're so cute.
Who I've affectionately started calling the ABC maidens because why not?
Yes. But also, my Avienda wants to play that Avienda in any flashback. She keeps going, "Mommy, can you let them know I can be her in flashbacks if they need a flashback?"
You're absolutely correct, Noman Garden. That is, I stand behind that too.
Second only to husbands, Noman Garden.
I saw a meme a couple days ago. It was like, Plants are the new pets, pets are the new kids, and kids are the new like exotic animals that only rich people have.
Yeah, bro, tell me about it. You've had the
So-
conversation.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I have
wait.
3 kids and I'm poor because
Well, so
I
that's
have,
what
because
happens.
I have 3 kids.
Yes, you get them when you're rich, but then you stay broke the whole time after that.
Crazy or rich, how's that?
Yeah, that's
You're
yeah.
a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
See, second to husbands.
That's hilarious. All right. So let's see. Book 8. What's going on in book 8?
So at the end of book 7, Crown of Swords, that's where Rand and Samuel have a showdown in Shadow Logoth,
Okay.
and then the Shan-Chan show up in Ebadar, and Matt gets buried by a wall.
Oh yeah.
And
Post-wall
then,
Matt.
Post-wall Matt, because Matt's dead. We don't know. He hasn't showed back up yet. And
No. Pre-wall
if he
Matt.
ever will.
We know.
Yes. And then
We know.
right now, what's happening? Perrin, we're Perrin, or we have been at Perrin for a while, and it's Perrin meeting with Magdan, our Mergaze, in that whole entire plot
Okay.
line.
Right, all the
Yeah.
leaders and stuff. Yeah.
And he's hunting down. He's hunting down
Amazing's
the.
about to happen, I think.
Yeah, he's hunting
Okay.
down the dragon sworn. So
Right. They sent him. Rand sent him after Massima. Right.
Mhm.
Yes.
mhm.
Right.
Yep, that's where we are.
And there's a really I wanted to ask Chris actually. Yay! Look at the kitty.
This is Oscar.
Oh no! Oscar
That's
said
fine.
bye.
He landed on his feet. It's
It's true.
fine.
Yay!
He's getting too heavy to chill back here. He's 14 pounds now. When we got
Oh,
him, he was
man.
like 2.
So our cat Dipper is now just about 20 pounds. She is ridiculous. She is just, and I'm not going to tell her she needs to be on a diet because I don't want that smoke.
That's true.
So
That's true. Like she just said, "Let me live my best life." You know,
Yes.
you're always talking
Yeah.
about it. The what was I gonna say? Oh, there was a really interesting bit in the prologue. When I saw y'all were in Path of Daggers, I remember that being like one of my favorite Varen bits in the prologue, where she uses like some interesting weaves on some Aes Sedai.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very close to another weave that they're not supposed to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you like? So I remember she mentions a mistake that she made that she wouldn't, you know, and she wouldn't want to make a mistake like that again. Like her last major mistake that she made.
It was like how many decades ago? And
Yeah, it was decades and decades ago. And then she uses the weave to make the Aes Sedai want to do something, but we don't find out what the mistake was or what we want her or what she wants the Aes Sedai to do. So what do you think that is?
Oh,
Are you asking me? I already know, but
No,
Chris,
no.
She's asking me.
Yeah.
And I'm
like, we're not gonna make fun of you or nothing. I just like what's the first thing that pops in your head? Like when it's like what kind of major mistake did Varen make? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
I think she may have accidentally like wiped out a memory in general, like cleared somebody's mind completely and wholly. Because that's what she's doing? She's like manipulating them, or she's compelling them in a way. So I'm thinking maybe she like completely messed the last person up to where they couldn't really do anything.
Ooh, that would and that would be rough for an Aes Sedai because like
do no harm.
I mean, like, doing harm to another, like how would that affect her? Like, you know, because you know it wasn't her intention, but it happened. Like that would.
Hey,
be
we
crazy.
did have that one Aes Sedai who was playing with the Angaral, who all of a sudden had an issue, even though she documented everything they do. Maybe that was the one.
Okay,
that's a new theory now.
I
Maybe
like
she
it.
messed her up somehow.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, no, the Varen is awesome. I'm so glad that we finally got the casting of what is it, Mira Sayal.
Yes.
Yeah,
she looks great.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to. I want to hear her talk though. Like I can't wait to hear her voice. And I always imagined Varen with like a little bit of a sarcastic tone. So I hope that's just me though. Like if she isn't, I'm sure it'll still be great. But like I just for my internal picture of Varen, like I want to see like I always pictured her as that like, you know, like the fun aunt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I always pictured her. My aunt used to make fun of my dad all the time. My one aunt, and she was always my favorite. I remember when I was a little kid, she called my dad an asshole, and I called my dad an asshole for like a year after that when I was like 4. So
how'd that work out for you?
You know, at four, you as a parent, you're just like, okay, stop it.
Yeah.
And then you're more mad at the adult that said it. You're more upset at the adult that said it than the 4-year-old because they're 4.
There's a like a VH, like one of them little V8, like, you know, those little tapes that, you know, from the camcorders of me calling him asshole, and like, it's been 6 months since she said that. You gotta stop. And my aunt's in the background laughing. It's great.
Yeah, I have a good similar story. So of course, talk about cuss words and parents that say curse words around you. Of course, when my mom would drop something or something would break inside the house, she'd always say, "Damn it." So I started at a very young age. Like one of the first words I learned is I would drop a toy and be like, "Damn it!" And so my mom started telling me, you know, hey, we don't say "damn it," we say "uh-oh." You know, just say "uh-oh." We don't say "damn it." So, fast forward, we were at church and I dropped a hymnal and it echoed, you know, quiet throughout the entire church. And I stood up in front of the entire congregation and said, "We don't say "damn it," we say "uh-oh." You know, and now
I mean, you were just educating.
I was educating everyone. You know, my parents beat red, just like.
Yeah. But this is why I have said barnacles for a number of years, because we're big SpongeBob fans. Yeah. So a lot of I tend to not cuss in front of the kids, but like even now as a grown woman at work, I'm like, barnacles, and they're like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Like this is just.
We don't have time for that.
So,
mother's milking a cup. All right.
I'm the mom at work too, so I am really the only one allowed to cuss at work. I am the only real adult there. So.
she's our con mom every year at Jordan Con too, and not just for like us, but also like for she's our newbie coordinator. So like so like she's always like guiding them around the con, and like, you know, it's a thing now.
It is a thing now. Just that's apparently what I'm supposed to do. That is, I'm supposed to just mom everybody. I will
be right back in 1 second. I have to just switch cameras real quick.
Oh, okay. All right. He left me alone with you guys.
That's
okay. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with you. Yeah. So, but both of you have seen The Last of Us. Now, have either of you played the game?
No.
Hold on, to answer the other question before we.
Oh yeah.
As far as what I think she's programming them to do,
yeah.
I think she's like putting into their minds that they have to protect Rand at all costs.
Okay.
And go even as far as to obey whatever Egwene kind of hints to.
Ooh. You think she's trying to override the 3 oaths? You think she's going to go that far?
Well, protecting.
Okay. I do remember. I remember it being specifically like the way she did it. She worded it like, I want you to find within yourself a reason to do this. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm hoping or thinking that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that idea though of her like breaking somebody's mind accidentally, and like maybe she tried to hide it. Did the Amyrlin find out? Like that's really cool. That's a really interesting thing. Oh man. All right. So Last of Us. We're going to be watching The Last of Us. So you said y'all didn't play the game. We haven't played the game either.
No, never played the video game. I've seen some.
I wasn't much of a gamer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of zombie or zombie-like things, but our fans picked this for us to watch, so here I am.
I used to be a lot more of a gamer, and then I have a 5-year-old, 3 on a 1-year-old. So
no, you're watching Paw Patrol,
and I run I run 2 podcasts. I don't have time.
So we mentioned the Wheel Reads, which is the Wheel of Time First Time Reader podcast, but. The other podcast that you do is like a first time. Is it a first time reader?
It is. Sanderson? Yeah, it's Cosmere Reads. It's not with Ian and Chris, my Wheel Reads crew. It's new. It's Alondo and Will, 2 other guys that because Chris and Ian have already read through much of Cosmere, so I can't do a first time reader podcast with them because they've been there. Chris is actually recording with us live last night, and then we're recording our Wheel Reads tomorrow night live. So Chris gets me 3 nights in a row. So,
lucky Chris.
Yeah, so that's definitely
lucky you.
Yeah. Oh, look at me. I mean, his wife's probably gonna come hunt me down, by Wednesday. But that's okay.
Nah, she's like, oh, free time.
I was gonna say she's probably not that upset about it. Actually.
So we haven't played either, but if anyone is ever interested in checking out some of the gameplay, you can go over to Beth Doman, my sister from another mister. She did some live streaming of that over on her Twitch. So if you go over to her Twitch, which is just Beth Doman on Twitch, you could watch some of her gameplay over there.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun to watch. I actually just enjoy sitting there. Like I'll put her on sometimes when she's streaming and I'm doing other stuff, and I'll just I'll drop in little notes just to mess with her and chat and just listen to her play games.
Mm-hmm. Well, because she's so fun to be around anyway.
It's true.
I love being around Beth.
As soon as I met her, I was like, I want to collect you as a friend. Please be my friend. All right. So for those who haven't watched shows with us before, we're going to be watching episode 4, which is what is it? Please Hold My Hand of The Last of Us. I have the fun little. Oh, now you're serenading. Your hand.
Then again, I don't know that I want to hold any of these guys' hands because
what?
I'm offended.
I moisturize my hands; they're nice and soft, even though I got.
I bet you do moisturize them.
I do, and I mind my business too. I do.
Fun Beatles fact: when Beatles first sang that song live, actually John changed the lyrics to "I want to hold your gland" to be funny, and no one actually
no one noticed.
Caught on. Yeah,
that's funny.
It'd just be funny because that's how John was.
And I meant the zombies, not you guys. I'd love to hold your hand.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm extra excited. Are you going to go to WatCon?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not this year.
Weddings and graduations, and
traveling all over. And I know Alan was at JordanCon. Were you there?
So was Chris. Chris was there.
Okay.
We ran into each other a few times, so we were all times. A little. That's why we needed a mother.
Were we well lubricated? Is that what it was?
So funny thing is though, Alonda from the Cosmere Reads, one of my co-hosts, is going to WatCon. I'm not, but he's gonna be there.
Okay.
So.
So you got to tell him to find me and remind me of.
I will. He'll be with Zul being.
Okay. So, yeah. I'll pick him up. I'm just the worst with like faces and like names and stuff until I've like it takes like 3 or 4 times of like being reminded of somebody's name for it to sit in my brain. It's 3 or 4 times of anything. Like if I drive somewhere, I need to drive there 3 or 4 times, and then I'll remember how to get there.
Sure.
I'm the worst. I'm just so bad. It's true. No, it took me like 5 or 6 times of being on the Way of the Leaf Sunday show before I remembered that it was at 7 o'clock and not 7:30, which I don't know why I thought that.
It took me about 6 months to remember which puppet was Dan and which one was Ryan. I was trying to figure. I was like, it's one of the two. I mean, I know their voice more than I know their puppet. Like, I was looking at the puppet. I was like, I don't know which one's which. The puppets.
Arosa actually. So they, I'm the same with like the books kind of blending together, but Arosa, they were a first time reader after the show came out. So they're only recently read the whole series, but they finished the whole series. They went through it real quick because,
sure.
How could you, I feel for you guys, having to like read so slowly. To keep with the podcast. I mean, it's fun to go through that with you guys, but it's got to be painful. You got to want to know what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So for the show, we're gonna do the episode 4. I have my timer over here. I'll do a countdown for you guys. I'll give everyone another like minute or so to get that queued up if you want to follow along with us. Right. We do not skip the recap.
I already skipped it. Okay, I'll get back.
Yeah, I was about to say I've already done that. Let me back up.
And for our guest, I always suggest that you turn your captions on. If you're gonna have it muted or turned down low enough so that we can't hear your audio, but if you turn the captions on, sometimes there's little tidbits in there. Like they'll name places. They'll name places sometimes, and you won't realize it.
Not to bring it back to Wheel of Time for
we
again,
always
but
do.
but to bring it back to Wheel of Time, if you watch Wheel of Time with the closed captions on, there's some interesting little because they name the characters when they're talking. So even the background characters.
Oh
so,
yeah.
like, that's how we got confirmation before we had the credits, but that was how we got confirmation that woman who fights the Trolloc in the Two Rivers in that first episode is Days Conger because it says Days next to her name. And like, there's a whole bunch of little things like that. Ebony's
and
favorite is Ebony's favorite is when they point out Pat and Fane's eerie whistling.
Yes, because he whistles in episodes and you don't realize he's whistling because it's like really low in the background. But if you have your captions on, it'll tell you every time you can hear his whistling. And usually that means he's hanging around somewhere because the one when they're in Tar-Valon and he's whistling, if you look, you can find him in the street. He's on the street in Tar-Valon. But I was distracted by Barney. So
he was great looking. He was a great actor,
and he was Matt, and Matt is my favorite.
Oh yeah, well, Donald Flynn has some big shoes to fill, but from what we've seen so far, I'm excited. I'm optimistic.
Yes, I am always cautiously optimistic.
All right. I think we gave him enough time to queue up the episode. So I'm going to give everyone a 5-second countdown, and then we'll press play, and we will watch this episode.
All right.
So here we go.
Go back and watch the Wheel of Time with my captions on.
Exactly.
Learn some new names.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh wait, go. Sorry. No.
You're good. That's what the timer is there so that you can catch up too if you need to.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The timer's there. Okay, let me see if I'm on the right time.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're like within a second or two, you should be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what? It's all fine. It's all good.
You think Donald will be better, Arosa? Okay, all right. There's also some interesting stuff, Chris, with they have like another thing for the visually impaired. They have like scene descriptions. And there's little tidbits in that too, which is kind of interesting. Like, they name some of the areas where they are that aren't exactly put out in the show, like what the areas are, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So who was it? It said that Noman Garden, you always have the closed captions on. Anyway, I have them on because one, I also cannot hear that well, but I like to eat crunchy food, and I cannot. I'm so serious.
All right,
and
so
then, go ahead.
I was just say, I love the couple, the male couple here, and how badass they were building their own entire community and having it to themselves. How nice is that?
Oh yeah.
Now, do you watch the intro as well?
Yes. I like the intro. It's short. We'll just let it go. It makes it easier because sometimes when you click it, then it has to reload, and some people's computers aren't exactly the same speed, or the internet is a little different, and just let it play. It'll
I love
be
how
fine.
the fungus kind of looks like cities coming up.
Right.
Yeah. Just so fun fact, that is modeled after a slime mold.
Oh,
there's a slime mold that is they've done crazy amounts of research with it. It's absolutely insane. It is super efficient at finding food and going in the least amount of space and direction to get there. So like what they've done is put food in like mazes and put the slime mold in the mazes, and it solves the mazes in the shortest path almost every time. But it also, they've put it on like islands, like mazes that are shaped like Japan or Manhattan, with like streets and grids that are straight, like the maze is shaped like the streets and the grids of the city. And it makes almost every single time the exact pattern of like the subway system. Because usually the subway system is the most efficient paths, but in a lot of cases the slime mold is more efficient at doing the pathing. Is the timer 1 hour 29?
It's not.
No, it's 3 minutes and 7 seconds. 8,
yeah, on
9.
my screen it's 3 minutes
10, 11,
12.
Oh, I think it's minutes. Rosa. I think she just got.
Oh yeah. It's
and there is a delay.
Yeah, there is a slight delay for us. So, from when we talk to when you see, but it's only like 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we should be at 3:30 now, and
on YouTube it's at 3:27.
Yeah, there you go. But back to the other episode. Yeah, it was an hour and 27 minutes too. That episode.
Yeah.
This hour's only 40. This episode's only 47 minutes. So anyway, so she got a gun, which is probably
a bad thing, but a good thing.
I mean, yeah.
What could go wrong?
Is it
as a parent, Alan?
What
could go wrong with a 14-year-old having a gun?
For real.
And then we get to learn how to siphon gas. I've actually helped my stepdad do this once or twice. So.
I've siphoned gas as well. And diesel. I siphoned diesel. It was very, very. It tastes like chapstick, or it feels like chapstick on your lips.
That's because it's got oil in it. It is oil. It's just less refined gas.
Yeah, it's pretty gross and it's hard to get out of your mouth.
Yep. The after Hurricane Sandy, we had to go around doing this for our generators.
Gotcha. Yeah. I did some long distance sailing, and we have jerry cans, which are just gas cans on the side of the boat. So whenever we had to fill the tank, we had to siphon gas into the gas tank. So,
I love how Ellie calls him on his bullshit all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope when I have a daughter like that. I want
no,
the
you
challenge.
don't. You think you do. You think you do. You do not. You're gonna be so tired. Just someday you're gonna just be like, I'm the adult.
No thanks.
And
no
the
thanks,
pun book, I love that. The pun book is probably the best part of this whole.
I love her delivery of the puns too is fantastic.
Yeah.
Bella Ramsey's.
Oh
yeah. And at the end of the so we do spoil the whole episode as we watch it, so it's fine.
Okay.
But the end of this episode when she actually gets him is great.
Yeah.
When I was toying with what image to use for the thumbnail for this, I settled on the one of what is it? I forgot the brothers' names, Anthony maybe and something. I don't remember. But it's the kid, going shh like that. But I was toying with the one. There's a still that I grabbed of Pedro Pascal. Like the camera's like right here. Pedro Pascal's laying in the sleeping bag, and she's behind him, and he's smiling.
Yeah, that's a cute one.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel you, Arosa. I did the move a little early for how most New Yorkers retire to Florida. My wife and I moved down here a little earlier than most people do, but it's rough down here right now, but it's rough everywhere.
Yeah, my brother lives in Florida, so we go down and visit from time to time.
No, you gotta let us know next time you're down here. Where at?
Tampa.
Oh, that's 20 minutes away from where I'm at. So yeah, next time you're down, if you want to chill, let me know.
Light reading.
The centerfold.
Yes.
It's so great.
Oh, why are the pages stuck together?
She figures it out. What were we talking about? When she found the cassette tape.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I'm sure for Joel it's interesting because like his daughter finding a cassette tape like that would be like, oh, look at this old thing. But for her,
it's exciting.
It's exciting because it's a piece of technology.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't know that it's old. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's so late 1900s.
So I say that all the time. Like any picture of me and my husband, because me and my husband met in high school. So any of our high school pictures, I'm like circa the late 1900s, or like and it just, we're old. But I enjoy saying that because then it makes all my friends also feel old. And I'm like, because we're old.
It's true.
We saw a whole turn of the century.
And listen, it's better than the alternative.
Right.
And it was 23 years ago.
Yes. So here's the messed up part. I had a kid in the late 1900s, in the early 2000s, and then in 2012. And I'm like, why would I do that? Like I was almost done.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah,
I was
out of the rotation.
Yeah, now here we are, and that's why I'm tired.
But you have a gorgeous family, so that's what matters.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
I feel you. I feel you, Rosa. Sorry, you'll get in trouble more bringing books to school in Florida than you will guns. So yeah.
True story.
No, yeah, her whole family is ridiculously good looking, and it's funny too because all her kids look like her husband. So,
and I'm so mad about it. So all they got for me was color and sass, y'all. Color and sass.
What's the thing that you say about your son and your husband?
He has the audacity to look like his father. But so my husband's in the Air Force. He was away at training when my son was born. Didn't meet him till he was 3 months old. Was singing karaoke while I was delivering his big-headed child.
Okay.
And he has the audacity to look exactly like his father.
What's his MO? What's his MOS in Air Force? Or what was it?
Well, so he is a physicist.
Okay. Oh, wow. Gotcha.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to know and or say what he does.
I don't know. All I know is that
she says she doesn't know, but that's easier than saying I'm not allowed to say.
The payroll hits twice a month. That's all I care about.
we have a big Air Force base here locally. That's why.
Yeah.
But I say I'm not there anymore. But
Langley Air Force. Langley Air Force base is
camping.
Yeah. So that is. No, he wasn't at Langley when Roman was born. No, but I always say. Well, one of my friends said that my husband just wanted to see what he looked like black, so we had my son.
He really does look.
I can see that actually. Yeah,
he does.
Just wanted to see what he looked like black. I'm essentially a copier machine, guys.
Pretty much. I'm seeing that. Pretty much.
Yeah. And so my oldest has had the joke that when the youngest was born, she was the palest out of all of them. And she's like, Mom, you were running out of toner. That last one would have been completely white. And I'm like, I don't know why you got jokes like this.
She probably has more of your features too.
My kids look nothing like me or my wife. So it's
they are a good blend.
They're a good blend of the two. Yeah.
Yo, running out of toner. I'm never. Yes. That is gonna live in my brain.
What she sent me was a picture of a black cat with a black kitten, a gray kitten, and a white kitten, and she's like, "The fam." That is the fam.
Nice.
But I was running out of toner.
I love your daughter. Oh my
and that's
God,
the older one. That's not even the super sassy one.
I know. I got to meet that one.
She'll be here all summer.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna come. Oh no, but they're not gonna come to. She's not gonna come to watch.
You guys could come to DC and visit the Smithsonian's.
That's true. I haven't been to the statues yet. I haven't been to the monuments. I've been to all the museums, but I haven't been to the monuments.
Why did the statue get an award?
There's so you can see my kids.
Oh.
So you can see it there. They don't. It's hard to tell, but yeah. They don't look anything like either one of us.
Yeah. So I will say with my girls, you can see some of me in them, but Roman and I don't look related. Like we don't.
Yeah.
We don't look related. He is his daddy's child.
So do you how crazy would so we talked about this a couple of times, I think, in the because we mentioned how when she was picking up tampons and the thing, how the younger females of this new generation would probably have a little bit healthier hormonal balance because of the food that they're eating. It doesn't have all those hormones in it. So do you think the air quality kind of would be better too? Because there's no.
I mean, think of what happened during COVID for the year that we were shut down.
Yeah.
And the amount of wildlife that returned to places.
The wildlife came back.
Yeah.
There were dolphins in the canals of Venice for the first time in over 100 years during COVID because the pollution was nothing. It rebounded fast, but we just shut it right back to him.
Althor's taint. That's cold. Alan is a beautiful man. Look at that. He's got a lovely beard growing in one day. I'm just messing with you, Alan.
She was like, coffee is what?
Yeah.
Coffee's gross. Yeah, this is a funny scene.
Yeah.
Look at that percolator too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee's delicious, guys.
I love coffee.
Coffee is for grown-ups.
Yeah.
My kids drink coffee.
Yeah, I drink coffee.
5 and 3-year-old, they drink coffee. Come on.
I drink coffee when I need to use the bathroom. I get that one day where I'm like, I really just want to get it out of me.
I was at a friend's house this weekend, and it's an Indian couple, and so I probably will reverse this because of dyslexia, but she said, and he's Northern Indian and she's Southern Indian, and she said, yeah, no, that's right. And Southern Indians drink tea and Northern Indians drink coffee. So I had tea and coffee from India.
Okay.
This weekend, and it was delicious.
Ooh, nice.
The coffee that they had chicory in it, leaves. It was really good.
Yeah, when I spent some time in Indonesia, and we went to a coffee like plant or whatever, and they had kopi luwak, which is the shit coffee is what I call it.
The poop coffee.
The poop coffee. Yeah,
the shit coffee.
It's where the little tree cat poops out coffee beans and they make it coffee. Yeah.
They eat the coffee beans and then they poop them out, and then
it's one of the most
those beans.
Yeah, it's one of the most expensive coffees in the entire world because it's so rare. And they let us try some, and the guy was like, "Oh, tell me what you think." And I took a sip of it. I was like, "It tastes like coffee." I was like, "No, like tell me what the notes." I was like, "It's coffee, dude." Like, I mean, I like coffee, so it's great, but it's coffee.
It wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
I've had like the white coffee bean versus the dark. I definitely like the white coffee bean a lot better, a lot smoother, much more caffeine.
Yeah, that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like a lot of dudes are like, "Yo, I like the darkest roast coffee." I'm like, "So you like weak coffee?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Like weak coffee?
You roast out
amount of caffeine.
You roast out the coffee. Yeah.
Yeah,
not a caffeine.
You're a little bitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So here's another thing that's funny in this episode. You got her reading a map. Like things that kids in
our age don't know how to do.
I guess. Yeah.
I cannot.
Hey.
It makes Brian so mad that I can't navigate for him.
Alan sailed around the world, so
how do you use lots of maps?
I
can do celestial navigation. All right, so I can use a sextant. So.
That's not an exaggeration. He literally sailed around the world.
Where did you start sailing, and where did you stop?
I didn't. The boat I was on tried to sail the road. I didn't make the whole way around. So we stopped in the boat stopped in Sri Lanka because of parts. So actually, I ended up getting off the boat in Thailand or Malaysia, Thailand, and I lived there for a while. But joined the boat in Australia. So
that's pretty awesome.
The boat had left from Hampton, Virginia.
Is awesome.
And I joined it.
That's pretty cool. So you were a refugee from pirate incursions?
Yeah. We sold the boat and flew home. Or I stayed in Thailand because I wanted to just live in Thailand because it was fun.
Because why not?
Because it was cheap and it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you call her?
I like some teas, but most tea to me just tastes like dirty water. I mean, that's what it is, but I don't like it. Most of it's just like ew.
I like tea. Yeah,
I like sweet teas. Like I like fruity teas and like caramel teas and stuff like that.
I like 3 cups of sugar to a quarter gallon.
Oh, there you go.
You like tea flavored sugar water?
Yeah.
So I drink
the best.
I drink coffee and tea the same way, just black.
Ooh.
He likes to see like his woman.
I was about to make the joke, but I was like, all right, I'll let this one fly.
I said it to my wife all the time. She gets really upset with me because my wife, of course, is black, and I tell her, I said, I like my coffee like I like a woman, black and bitter.
I can see where the bitter part would definitely get.
Yeah, but
and I can say that because I know his wife.
That's good banter, though. Like we appreciate that.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, her name's Happy, so you have to. There's some things in there. So I'll make sure. She lives up to her name.
That's fantastic. Is she a Wheel of Time fan too?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I've not read a single word. Yeah, she watched the show with me, but she has not read a single word of any of the books and refuses to.
She can do audiobooks. So my husband did the audiobooks because of my obsession.
She reads all the time. Don't get me wrong. She reads all the time.
She just has well, yeah, no, I think I was so obsessed.
I think it's because it's my books. She won't read it. So
she
just got done reading. She got done reading all the Shadow and Bone. Like she reads fantasy. It's just she doesn't want to read my books.
So
what is she like?
She read all Shadow and Bone. She was reading. What was the last one? She likes a lot of YA stuff, but
okay.
Like fantasy YA. What was the last one she read? I have to check and see what it was.
Did you know Christopher Paolini came out with another one?
Oh yeah, I have it. Like I got a code for it from Amazon. I gotta listen to it. I want to listen to it.
Yeah. I need to check that out. And then Rowling has done so much more that I haven't even paid attention to.
Yeah,
she's only the author of Harry Potter in my mind. So
yeah, I won't give her any more money.
Yeah.
But
I have a slight obsession.
So,
I can't help it.
She does enjoy the genre. I'm trying to ease her and try to get her
Alan,
into.
Tell her that your friend Ebony needs more people that look like her to be fans of the series. So please read it for the sisters
and
the crowd.
Were you at Jordan Con, Ebony?
Yes.
Did you meet
always
Chanel?
At Jordan Con. I did not.
Oh,
I don't think I did.
That's a shame.
Nope.
Yeah.
Chanel's on book 10, I think.
Yeah, his wife.
Yeah.
My
wife.
So to be fair, it's possible that I absolutely did, but I'm gonna need to meet her 3 more times.
No,
Ebony's real busy at Jordan Con.
This is the act. This is the act where it's a trap scene. It's a trap.
Yeah. Oh, it's a trap.
Yes, it's a trap.
Yeah.
No, we are not going to help them, ma'am.
Yeah.
Nope.
So this is also like there's a split second here when you could see kind of like Joel wants to help, like like in the beginning, because like it's like we said this a couple times, like having this relationship with her is bringing him back to the old version of him,
right?
Yes.
But he's still got that survival first mentality, but it's they do a really good job layering it into every episode, showing like that he is softening up and he does care.
Well, he has a daughter again.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
he's a pretty good shot too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this is a very intense scene. Like I thoroughly enjoyed watching this part.
Yeah. Indeed.
The every part of this show has been great. Watching when we doing this the first time through, reading some of the synopsis, like the first time we did this for a show when we were doing Wheel of Time, like I was reading a lot of the synopsises and like the set design stuff and like the cinematography stuff, just to so that we had more stuff to talk about other than just the show. And it made me start realizing some of that stuff in other shows and really being able to appreciate when it's done very well. And like Mandalorian did it so well, and this does it so well. And it's like they tell full stories with just the camera angles and the music and the tone and the lighting.
I love how he like cusses him out for shooting his friend, even though they were shooting him first. Like,
right, like you started this. It's going to be a friendly encounter.
I'm saying,
it could have been a friendly encounter.
They could have learned from the 1900s. Don't start no stuff. Won't be no stuff.
See, they've forgotten that. They have forgotten that.
They fucked around, and they are finding out right now.
Here's the thing: they didn't realize what a daddy that they were dealing with right now. Because
exactly.
I also like how they sprinkle in throughout this entire season, her helping him. Like she has to help him. She's learning a little bit of independence, but she's also showing her ability to be able to take care of herself when she needs to, and it's good. Like it's not something you would normally have seen like in the early 90s in a show like this. Right. A show with a young girl, she would be like, oh, what's a gun? And like, but they've done it so much better.
She's had this military training, and here it all comes to head. I mean, between the crawling, the knowing how to use the gun.
No, don't kill Pedro. Yeah, I feel like maybe Game Joel might have known that, but that's because we controlled him.
Yeah.
He had the UI to go off of to know when the enemies were still alive.
Oh, she shot him in the spine.
Yeah, I can't feel my legs. My legs don't work. My mom isn't far. How much do you think he's lying right now?
All of it. As much as he's lying on the floor. That's how much he is lying.
That's good.
And look, his name is Brian with the Y.
That's right. Him. I did forget he was a vet. He was a vet. I did forget about that.
Yeah, he is a vet. This is why he didn't want to have a gun for real.
Yeah. He knows what it's like to have to kill somebody. He didn't want her to have to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you're going to shoot at somebody, you should have the assumption that you're going to be shot and killed. Like if you pull a gun on somebody, like that should be just the assumption.
Okay, so
we're gonna talk about right.
Arosa said that she's watching Silo. So recommend that for a future rewatch. Okay, I'm gonna write it down.
What is this? I've never even heard of that.
I've never heard it either, but I'm gonna write it down and check it out. Okay. For possible future rewatch. It depends on we gotta do. Once this is over, we gotta figure out the timing because obviously we don't want to overlap with season 2 of Wheel of Time.
Right.
But
Listen, I need to do a season 1 rewatch.
Maybe we'll do that
first
before.
Rewatch. Yeah,
that was our first one. Maybe we'll do it again.
We absolutely should because it's been a little bit since we've had season 1, so we probably should.
I surely have not done a rewatch. I don't rewatch shows
you guys is really
I love y'all.
I do because I have anxiety, so I rewatching shows I've seen bring me comfort.
Me too.
We just got the cat certified for emotional support pets, so trust me.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my cat causes me more stress. She has
are
the worst
you guys?
attitude.
Are you guys doing Hot D as well?
Stress. What's that?
House of Dragon.
Oh yeah, we did that. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that. That was our second one, I think, or a third one.
Wait, is there another season coming out soon?
We didn't do House of Dragon. We did Lord of the Rings.
Well, we did it was between House of the Dragon and Lord of the Rings. That's what it was.
And we did Rings of Power as well.
Yeah, Rings of Power. Okay.
Rings of Power.
That's what it was.
Do we have release dates for those two?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
And then people keep putting the whole snow thing online like it's coming.
Yeah.
And Lord knows I wish it would, but at the same time, I wish Martin would get off his lazy behind.
I'm done with that, man.
You know, I still have hope. Because
it's been 20 years almost.
That's true.
It's been like 17 or 18 years since he wrote a main sequence book.
Yeah.
All I know is Robert Jordan died and still made sure we got the end of a series.
I'm saying
yes.
I'm saying I'm one of those people that don't think authors owe us anything, whatever. No. But don't tell us the book is coming out.
That's the thing.
That was the part.
That's fine. Yeah. If you're not going to do it, then just say that. Don't.
Yeah.
He keeps saying it's going to come
finality.
Yeah.
Speaking of upcoming TV shows, I'm excited about Ahsoka coming out soon.
Oh,
yes.
August.
Yes.
I'm excited.
So I gotta
see Ahsoka. She's right over my shoulder. She's right there.
There you go.
I will say I have to do so much catching up on the Star Wars extended universe. So I came to Star Wars late because they were not checking for people who looked like me back when they first came out. And so I converted when I married my husband. I've said it before. All my Star Wars knowledge came from Muppet Babies before that point.
my wife saw Spaceballs first before she saw Star Wars.
But we now have all the movie posters framed and upstairs in Avienda's apartment in our loft. I have the Christmas special on DVD that came out on. If we're gonna be obsessed, we're gonna be obsessed.
There you go.
Nice.
So I got to catch up on all the extended universe stuff.
Yeah, Erin, and my wife is watching. She's finally watching Clone Wars now, like the cartoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's really liking it a lot.
The final couple seasons of Clone Wars is amazing.
Yeah, the writing on that.
Same with Rebels. Rebels starts out a little slow, but Rebels is amazing.
I love Rebels so much.
I held you in my hands.
So this woman here, she's usually a comedic actress. I forgot her name, but and him too. They're both usually comedic actors, and to see them in these serious roles, and her is like, she's a great villain in this. Like she's so cold and angry, and she does it so well.
I won't use the term
she
villain.
is a
She's
woman. We can turn on that cold and angry real quick. It doesn't take much of looking back at history.
Yeah, well, I mean, the only reason I would say villain is because she kills innocent people on purpose. You know what I mean?
I mean, but are they innocent in her mind?
No.
Okay, so then she's not killing innocent people on purpose.
Yeah, well,
to herself. So
yeah, well, to her, they're just in her way.
I mean, they should have moved.
Yeah, that is in her mind. That is 100%. Oh, that would be interesting. Her cat. So Rosa says that she would be as a good Elida. That would be interesting. I could see that.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a Shanshan, like one of the blood, or a Suldam.
Mm-hmm. A Suldam. I think it would be a good Suldam.
Their own little private military that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played the game.
People.
Yeah,
he's like there's. Could have been mercenaries. It was 2 people. It was a man and his adopted daughter.
Yeah.
That's it.
Of course, well, they don't want to admit that they got they got by 2 people. One of them a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Norman Garden. Comedic.
See, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, if they're real good and go real far in one direction, it's because they're putting their all into whatever they do. Which means they can do it on the other end of the scale.
Yeah. And really good comedians usually are pretty dark people. Like humor wise and stuff. So
that part right there though.
Oh yeah. With when she just executes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then throws the blame all on Henry.
Mm-hmm. Henry and I can't remember his brother's name. Another thing that I like that they do with this, and not that I really have any place to be talking about it being white, but them not depicting a young black man as violent is great. Like he's complete pacifist, and there were and Joel at the end of the last episode, he's like, well, you didn't look too pacifistic with that gun. He's like, well, that's the most violence I've ever done, is pointing an unloaded gun at you. So not the shows are doing better without having to give into those stereotypes.
Right, they're not taking the easy way out. They're having to, which is nice. It is nice.
This show did get a lot of accolades for doing a lot of sensitive topics well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love the 2 of them on screen together. This is just it's another Pedro Pascal has to rescue a young child and lead them across the landscape.
And
he does it all the time.
He has children in real life though.
No.
Like, how are you this good of a daddy on screen? Is it because they're not at home getting on your nerves? Is that what it is?
I would say they had great chemistry in Game of Thrones, but neither one of them in the same scene. So
right. But still,
that just reminds me of how good of an actor Pedro Pascal is. Man, he plays such different characters. Mm-hmm. And then it's so different from his normal everyday self that you see.
He's so goofy. He's so goofy.
Oh man, he's so good. So it's vastly, he's a great character actor. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like actors that don't have that ability to, like Bruce Willis and The Rock, and actors like that. They're not.
We're actually like plowing through the Fast series right now, so we can watch the 10th.
I just rewatched it myself too, so that I could get ready for that. It's one of those movies that are like like brain candy. You know what I mean? Like it's like junk food for your brain. Like you don't have to think about them. You just watch them and they're fun.
Yep.
They're kind of tongue in cheek. They know they've gone a little crazy.
Yeah. So it is my oldest daughter's favorite movie series, and if you were to know her, you'd be like, really? But she's like, yeah, they know they're ridiculous, and I enjoy the fact that they know they're ridiculous, and they're leaning into it a little bit. It's like,
yeah, Cars in Space. That's a lot of a lot of ridiculous.
I don't remember that role for Ron Williams. What movie was that? But the Noman Garden. He did do a serious role for a movie called 1 Hour Photo. That was really cool.
So,
he played
I mean, he did semi-serious roles in like Good Will Hunting and even.
But he was like a serial killer in that movie.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So Noman Garden, are you talking about What Dreams May Come? Because I don't remember the plot of that movie.
Yeah, I didn't see that. But the another thing that I like about this show, Last of Us, is even though it's on HBO, or I'm sorry, Max now. They don't. It's a TV show, Homicide: Life on the Streets. Okay, it's not too dark, even though there's no lights in most of the scenes. Like even this scene, which is pretty dark, I could still see their faces. I can still make everything out that they're doing. It's not like the culmination of an entire series, just almost completely black and can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Game of Thrones.
Like some other
shows
that we will not name.
So I will say what I like about this interaction that they just had is like he's upset that she had to use the gun, but he's like, okay, now that you've used it, let me show you the correct way.
Yeah.
To do it. Like I accept the fact that this has happened. I can't go back and change that, but I'm not going to dwell on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I'm not going to dwell on what I can't change.
Yourself in the butt.
If you're gonna do it, do it right.
Correct.
So this episode I just checked again, is like 30 minutes less than the last episode.
Okay.
It's like 32 minutes less than the last episode, which is crazy. The swings in timing for some of these episodes is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I will say that is something that has come with the whole streaming of shows because they're not stuck in a time slot, right? Like they can adjust for what they need to tell. Yeah. And in a lot of ways it's better, right? Because nothing has to be rushed. Though, I mean, there was nothing like the disappointment of to be continued. But then that next week, it was the next, like it gave you something to look forward to all week, right?
Kids will never understand these, from now on, the sheer adrenaline rush of having to run to the refrigerator, get your juice box, your Capri Sun, your fruit roll up, and a granola bar, and make it back, and then like the 3 minutes of commercials were over. And having a sibling, or my case, younger cousin, watching it for you because you got to yell when it's time.
It's on.
So diving across the couches.
That is just
there's the ability that we developed as kids, like to have that sixth sense. Like this feels like the last commercial. Like you just can tell,
right?
Yeah, you can tell.
Right,
it's coming.
Right. Like a commercial. What is that?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I was gonna say Avi has been binging stuff since she was like 3 years old. Like it's just we'll watch all of it right now, the whole season. It's like. It's not how you do it.
You know what though? I will say they've gone back a little bit to releasing stuff weekly in some cases, and I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. It gives us time to talk. Not just us like doing it on these shows, but like it gives as just people just like time to ingest and talk and theorize, and it stays relevant for longer. Where you release, if you release an 8-episode series in one night, within 2 weeks, it's out of the it's gone.
Right.
It's no longer mainstream. Exactly.
Yeah. But I think that we probably like it because we are all readers, right? And it's not like you read a book straight through, like we read books that come in series, and especially like when Wheel of Time was first coming out, those of us in the beginning would just kind of sit and just reread it all till the next one came out. Yeah, but it did give you time to think about it.
Yeah, unless you're a dark friend like me and make our hosts read one chapter a week or 2 chapters a week. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
I totally agree, Rosa. When it comes to shows like this, like zombie shows or post-apocalyptic shows, a lot of them tend to fall into being gore porn, essentially. Mm-hmm. And I think they did a very good job with sex, nudity, and gore in this show specifically, where it's anytime it does come up or happen on screen, it feels very relevant to the story at the time.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? It's never like it's being shoehorned in, or it's grotesque, or it's overdone.
It makes sense. It makes sense where it is.
So for you two, Tom, actually, Chris too, favorite zombie movie? Let's go.
I do not have one because I have an irrational fear of zombies. But
I don't do horror movies.
I do like
movies.
so. This is my rule. Like if I cannot figure out how they did the special effects that really happened, and I can't watch it.
There is a correct answer. There is a correct answer, by the way.
Okay. Mine is I really like the original, but I love the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
So I like that. I will say I like that. I like both of those.
Okay. What is it?
The correct answer is Shaun of the Dead. I mean,
so
there's nothing.
That is.
I love Shaun of the Dead. I love Shaun of the Dead.
So that is the perfect zombie movie. Like I would.
Simon Pegg, man.
Yeah, but the fact that
amazing.
But all the stuff that they say in the beginning comes through in the end, like you got red on you.
Yeah,
you got red on you.
Yeah, you got red on you. Like in the whole conversation he has with his friend that he meets, and he's like, "How you doing, surviving?" And then at the end, same conversation. Yeah, no, Shaun of the Dead is great, and I like the one where they were cops too. What is that called?
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz
was hilarious to me because you ain't seen Bad Boys too.
Talk about comedy. Yep. Yeah, comedy zombie movies. Zombieland's pretty good too.
Zombieland is good too. Yeah, Double Tap is the best role.
I love all of them, but Woody Harrelson and
Bill Murray. I mean, you put Bill Murray in there.
I love Emma. What's her name? Emma.
I know you're talking about
Stone. Yeah. Emma Stone. Emma Stone.
Yes.
I love her and everything. Easy A is one of my favorite movies. But I love my favorite part about Day of the Dead is just like the character interactions, and Ving Rhames is one of my favorite actors, and him in that movie is fantastic. Nothing beats his role that he played in Meet Chuck and Larry, though. I mean, there's a lot of problematic stuff in that movie, but seeing him is like flamboyant and like when he smiles and stuff in that, as he starts to like open up and be openly gay in the
right.
And it is I love watching that man. He's a great actor too.
Yeah.
It's also where I discovered Richard Cheese for the first time.
Okay.
The song where they do Down with the Sickness, but it's like a lounge Frank Sinatra version. The singer of that's Richard Cheese. He does a lot of songs like that.
Okay.
We sprinkled them into our cocktail hour at our wedding.
Nice.
It was like Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and then it was like the Scooby-Doo theme sung by Richard Cheese.
Nice.
33 floors.
There's no way I would have died.
Not hell.
Yeah.
And it would have taken me a while to get to 20 and die, but I would have died on 20.
I got a bad knee. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I love her. She's like, get your lazy ass up. Like I need my children to have the audacity to
say shit like that to me.
Say something to me.
So we were talking about this last episode when James was here. It's like I wouldn't have made it. Like I was not built for this kind of survival. This would not have been me.
No.
Like no, I would have been like, Brian, take the kids. You have training. Take them. I'll just lay down and whatever happens. Like,
have you watched The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
No, I refuse to.
And so I refused to it for a very long time, but my wife has got me into it. I would have been the Negan of the group. I'm not dealing with this.
I love Jeffrey
the world
Morgan
better,
too, man. And I would just watch the Negan show, which they're making now, so I'm excited. But what you call a lot of people like to say that they would do good in something like this, but
no, absolutely not. Absolutely
I know better.
Not.
Again, I would
listen. Not that it's even remotely close, but after Hurricane Sandy, we didn't have power for a month. There was rioting and looting and like craziness, and like it snowed. It was like negative degrees. We were sleeping in like 20 people in a room just so we could be warm and shit. And like I was like, this sucks. Like I don't want to do this. Could you like one of my friends who always like is like wishing for the zombie apocalypse? We were sitting in my kitchen eating cold Chef Boyardee out of a can, and I was like, so this is the zombie apocalypse, Cliff. Is this what you want? Like, this is it, except minus the zombies. Are you enjoying yourself? And he was like, nah.
Yeah, no, I was born when I was supposed to be born. Absolutely. Just, I wouldn't have made it any other time period. And I know people will be like, well, you would have been used to it. No, yep.
Nope.
Here's where she gets him finally.
Oh yeah.
I use this too. I use this one on my dad. My dad also likes
good dad jokes.
Yeah, he likes the good dad jokes too. He I used the diarrhea one on him. He liked it.
Yeah. Since I'm a dad now, I get to do all the dad jokes. It's great. It's fun.
How old is your oldest?
5.
Oh, so not old enough to be annoyed with you.
Oh, Dad. Yeah, no. I just my wife just gets annoyed by him. That's
yeah.
So my husband's very upset that there's such a thing as dad jokes, but not mom jokes. And I was like, it's because I'm funny. That's why.
There's a mom joke.
I'm hilarious. So.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that that's a thing for you, but I'm glad you could find, some solace in that so that you can, it's like rewatching stuff for the first time. That's fun.
I mean, I watch Bob's Burgers so much every night. Brian hates it, but I'm like, but it brings me
you
calm.
and Chanel would get along. Oh, wow.
I love Bob's Burgers. Like, I have watched every episode so many times.
I don't understand it.
It is hilarious. Go ahead, Tom.
No, you go.
No, I was gonna say for Christmas he got a portrait of our family as Bob's Burgers characters because like we've got our oldest is a girl. He got our son-in-law drawn as Jimmy Jr. Then we have our boy in the middle who just loves his mama. And then we got little Louise, who is Avi, who was a terror and running the whole show.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
But yeah, so now we've got this big acrylic print of it hanging up in our living room.
That's fantastic. Oh, here we go.
He looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. That's probably what he was going for.
Yeah, that's the end.
Oh man,
crazy.
Such a. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, to be honest. Like when because I honestly, like, the game didn't appeal to me when I saw it, and I saw people playing it. I was like, it just looks like another one of those, zombie survival games, Resident Evil, or even like a little bit kind of like Tomb Raider-y, the way the gameplay was. And I was like, I don't really care. So, but when I started reading about the I wanted to read the story for the show when they announced that they were doing the show. So I started reading the story. I was like, this is actually really good. So I'm glad they chose to do this game, and I'm also glad they have, I don't remember which one, but there's 2 writers that worked on the game, created and wrote the script, I guess, for the game.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so then one of them wrote the screenplay, the screen adaptation for the show. He was on the writing staff, so that I thought that was cool.
That makes it very worthwhile,
right?
Yeah. And they talk about how they like to drop little tidbits of I clicked on.
What is going on, sir?
Sorry, I clicked on stuff. They drop little tidbits of like video game stuff in there. So like, Ellie can't swim in the game because I know it felt so fast compared to last week, or else it was crazy.
Yes.
But like, so she can't swim in the game because they didn't want to make swimming mechanics for the game. So, but they kept it in the show, and then they kept in the game. Often you'll have to like push something over to like the side of like a little area so that Ellie can climb up on it and then like push it across like a little river or something. They did that in the show, and like, they kept kind of like the idea of using a health pack where she cuts her Tess messes up her foot, and they take out like some duct tape and wrap it around her foot and then put her foot back on. That's like,
I love it when people like create lore around stuff that's just so like simple like that. Like this, like, I mean, my favorite example of that is, of course, Star Wars. Like, Mace Windu and why the purple lightsaber. Like, as George Lucas went to Samuel L. Jackson and said, "Do you want a green or blue?" So I want a purple one, and he's like, "You can't do purple." It's like, "No, I want a purple one," and that they made a purple one, and then they made all this lore around the purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
But also,
and it's really just because Samuel L. Jackson wants a purple lightsaber.
who is going to tell Uncle Sam no, though?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
who's gonna...
Not even George Lucas, apparently.
George Lucas,
Really?
Not even George Lucas.
No.
That I'm holding out hope we might see him in Ahsoka. There's been rumors.
I hope we do. I hope we do.
He's hinted to that he wants to come back. You know, some.
Well, because he's out here living his best life. He is just being.
We never saw a body. Yo, that man is like 70 something too.
But you know what? I don't know that he minds all his business, but he moisturizes.
He does moisturize.
He probably doesn't mind all his business. But he minds enough of it.
Yeah. He distills it within him. And turns it into the sass and sarcasm that he has.
I saw a TikTok where someone was saying like, but he fell from like the tower, like how he survived, and like it does like a montage of the Emperor falling, of Luke falling, of Boba Fett falling. Like, it's like it's Star Wars. Everyone falls and they all survive. Like,
I mean, Boba Fett
by a giant monster.
Right, I was going to say Boba Fett fell inside of another thing that was supposed to eat him, and he was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Mace is fine.
It's fine.
Another fun fact about Boba Fett is, if you guys have y'all watched Parks and Rec?
Some of it. I haven't seen all of them.
Okay, it's hilarious, but
it is. Yeah.
There's a scene where they're doing like a community meeting, and Patton Oswalt is in it, and he does a filibuster, like a citizen filibuster. So you can get up and you can talk for as long as you want. As long as you're talking, you can basically put the meeting to a hold. So what he does is several different things. He talks. He reads. He laments on whatever it is that I forgot what it was that he was angry about, a park probably, but he also describes like a Star Wars movie that he wants to see, and Boba Fett is actually alive, and the way he describes it is so we have a close-up on the sands of Tatooine, and the camera pans back and you see the two suns in the background, and then all of a sudden the gauntleted hand of Boba Fett bursts from the sand. Yes, Boba Fett's alive, and he goes on to describe it. That is literally how the show Book of Boba Fett starts.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec came out years and years and years before Boba Fett did, and if someone took it, and if you press play when he starts describing the Boba Fett scene, and play on the Boba Fett show, they line up exactly as he's narrating it.
I'm sure one of the people in the writers' room was a Parks and Rec fan, and that's why. I mean, I'm sure it's a nod.
Yeah, definitely. It's so funny. Oh man! All right, so that was a lot of fun.
It was.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having us.
As usual, we go off on a million tangents, but apparently people enjoy watching that. So thank you for hanging out with us.
What do you guys have coming up next?
Yeah.
We record tomorrow. Some chapters.
10 and 11.
10 and 11. Thank you.
Something amazing apparently happens in 10, and I haven't read it yet, but I will listen before we start tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's fun. That's tomorrow.
And then we have Cosmere coming up eventually.
That's next. We're gonna do. So the Will Reads does Cosmere as well. So we're doing a Cosmere video coming up sometime. Wave Kings. Yeah. And then more Cosmere Reads, and then Watt of Fortune is our other thing. We do a lot of stuff. Just go to the willreads.com. Yeah, thank you for the little banner thing. You find links to everything. Find our social media. We have a YouTube channel where some stuff is on podcast platforms, some are just on YouTube. So it just really depends on what we're doing. Like things like our some of our Cosmere content is YouTube only. Some of our Watt of Fortune, which is like Wheel of Fortune, but Wheel of Time theme. We do that once. We do that once a week or once a month. And
he says he does that.
I host it once a month. I don't do anything for Watt of Fortune. I'll admit it. Jake, one of my moderators, and if he listens to this or watches this, I'll give him a shout out real fast. He does all of that work. But it's on our channel, so go check it out. Lots of things. Always busy.
I like listening to the First Time Reader podcast because I love hearing when we asked Chris at the beginning, I love hearing their theories and stuff like that. I love hearing things from different perspectives. It's been so long of being within this fandom and then getting to finally, there was a little while after the book came out that I don't want to say it was stagnant, but we're getting a lot of new blood in.
Yeah. It was stagnant. We had there was nothing left to theorize about, right? Like that's why I do appreciate the show coming out, and I know they changed things, so at least we can theorize about how they're going to get to where they need to get to, because we know what happens at this point.
Yeah,
like we know what some of us know what the end result is.
And that's true. That's true, Chris. We think we know because they could,
they could retcon the whole thing, and
they could, but that's the
drop a ton of
exciting
bricks
part.
On you.
But that's the exciting part, right? Because we've seen that last episode, and a lot of us are like, "What is happening right now?" After the last episode, season 1, I know I was like, I don't know what just happened.
Little girl on the beach watching boats coming.
Oh, thank you, Thorstein.
Oh.
Thanks.
To steal something from Brandon Sanderson, it's it's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part. We get to experience that again in a new perspective. So cool.
So yes.
Yeah.
So another shameless plug. You can catch me in my felt form. He's over there tomorrow on The Way of the Leaf, which is another First Time Reader show. They are currently on. We just finished Crown of Swords. We finished Lord of Chaos. Sorry, the book titles are all messed up in my head. I'm bad at that. I'm good at Wheel of Time lore and
you just did Do My Wells. That's fun.
Yeah, you just did Do My Wells. It was so awesome to see Josh read that. What did you think of Do My Wells the first time you went through it, Chris?
It was crazy. There's no other way of saying it. Like when I read, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, a shaman kill,
and then I'm like blender.
It made Aiel vomit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was I just thought it phenomenal. We finally, I don't know, spoiled for those that I'm sure there's nobody watching that's gonna not be a first time reader, but all I'll say is the way they did it. I'm excited to see it if it happens. It's gotta happen. You might as well.
I hope they rate that season TV MA just to do justice. Because
the
TV14 right now,
I'm be top tier.
Yeah, well, funny enough, in the US, TV14 does not mean that it'll have less violence. It could have a lot of violence. It's TV14 just means they get one fuck and very little nudity.
Yeah.
Well,
they can't have buckets of blood either. There is a
misty mists of organs and blood exploding would be probably higher than TV14, but you're right. The reread of Do My Wells. Oh yeah, Rosa. Yeah. Oh my God. It's such an interesting scene because it's you don't see Saidin wielded like that at all until that point. Ren does some pretty cool stuff, but not an organized.
You don't see it used as a weapon.
Yeah. Well, you don't even see Saidar used like that.
No, you don't see an army of people wielding a source of power.
No,
until that moment outside of those called back by the horn. And even then, you don't really see get the full effect.
I haven't heard the word Gibbs since I played Unreal Tournament. It makes you and how much they don't know. So it makes you really oh my God, the War of Power during the Age of Legends must have been insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I don't want to keep everybody too late. It is 10:30. I love all you guys. Go check out thewheelreads.com. You can find a link to all their social medias through there, YouTube's, everything. Another shout out to Beth Doman. Go check her out on Twitch.
Definitely.
Leaf. Yep. And then next week we will be joined by a lovely man. His name is Alaron Khan. He is the author of the Chaos Seed series. It's a lit RPG. It's a lot of fun. Really nice dude. He's been a guest at JordanCon several times. He's been a guest at a lot of conventions several times. He's a really nice man. I love him a lot. Al, as we affectionately call him, but he was actually an ER trauma surgeon, and he quit or retired from that and started writing books.
Oh, cool.
It is really neat.
I really enjoy his books. If you're into like gaming at all, it's really an interesting read. The characters when they talk to each other, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a level 5 blacksmith," and "Oh yeah, I just learned fireball at level 4," and like like that. That's how the characters within the world talk to each other. It's a lot of fun.
Sure.
All right, so we'll see you guys in the ether of the Wheel of Time, and I hope I see you at JordanCon next year. Yes,
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Sure. Love you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace.
See you later.
Yeah.